The Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources, Kenneth Gilbert Ajay, has declared that Africa's next housing and urban development must deliver affordability, livability, and resilience, and that innovation must never come at the cost of identity. The two-day event was organized by the African Real Estate Festival in collaboration with Nilex Properties, Golkey Properties, the Ministry of Works and Housing, and the Real Estate Agency Council. Speaking at the inauguration of the African Real Estate Festival 2026 in Accra, Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources Kenneth Gilbert Ajay challenged stakeholders to rethink real estate beyond land and buildings. In this regard, he outlined a series of government policies and reforms aimed at transforming the housing sector. He said the National Affordable Housing Program was being repositioned to support large-scale mixed-income housing through public-private partnerships, while the district housing program was decentralizing house delivery so that every district contributes to reducing the national deficit. According to him, the Rent Act was under review to improve fairness, strengthen tenant protection, and create a more stable rental market.
The future of African real estate depends on our ability to harmonize innovation with identity. While we build within our individual countries, we must also look beyond our borders to explore opportunities across the sub-region and the continent. Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources remains committed to working with all stakeholders to realize this mission. Our collective responsibility is clear to shape an African real estate future that is innovative, culturally grounded, professionally governed, and financially sound. Government will continue to collaborate with investors, developers, professional bodies, and regulators to expand housing supply, strengthen infrastructure, deepen professionalism, and safeguard market integrity.
In an earlier welcoming address for participants, the African Real Estate Festival founder and Chief Executive Officer Desmond Kwesi argued that for too long, the most important conversations regarding African land and luxury have taken place in boardrooms in London, Dubai, or United States. He said the convening of African Real Estate Festival on African soil signaled an end to narrative outsourcing, challenging the 1,500 delegates with a provocative question: who builds Africa? He applauded the ministry's leadership, noting that the most powerful signal the government can send is not just incentives, but certainty.
Africa is one of the continents with the youngest youth population. Africa is urbanizing faster than any region in the world, but the bigger problem is why is the private and public sector working in fragmentation? Why are we working in silos? Because if you really want to drive capital towards a continent, the rules need to be in place. We need to work as a unit so that we can encourage public-private partnerships. So for me, I sat and I looked at the continent of Africa and where we are heading to, especially looking at our continent crossing over $3 trillion in transactions in the year 2020 and having a whole new Africa in the year 2050. We are currently about 700 million. In the year 2050, we'll be doubling. So that's a new Africa coming. Are we ready as a continent, planning our city and making sure that our cities are being built properly? And that's what we formed the African Real Estate Festival.
The must respect the parties, not one side. That is why we are calling for a standardized tenancy agreement to be put together so that at least landlord will be respected and tenant will be respected. So it is not a new thing. As I said, I'm just invoking Section 4 of the PNDC Law 136/1986 that requires that landlords and tenants should enter into tenancy agreement, and for that matter, they have to register their tenancy agreement within 14 days. So this is about 63-year-old law that I'm trying to enforce, not new. But as I said, it's about people investing. So we need to do stakeholder engagement and to make sure that everybody come together so that we don't bring something that will not be fair to the other. That's why we'll be calling maybe October somewhere this time round. We should have a national annual rent conference where we get the agents, we get the landlord, we get the tenant, government agencies, the ministry, and all MMDAs, all of them, Ghana Bar Association, all of them coming together, so that by the end of this year, we anticipate that there should be a standardized tenancy agreement for which nobody in this country, as far as you enter into property agreement, can sit home and write anything at your comfort or at will. We want to make sure that the laws or the tenancy agreement that you put together is in line with the law, so that nobody will feel cheated. That's all we are talking about. Many a time you realize that tenants feel like they are not too happy about certain agreements. So by getting a standardized tenancy agreement, we are optimistic that it will help both parties and that there will be sanity in the system.